it's Rudi from Better Music. Today I've got something really exciting for you. This is the brand new Fantom from Roland. It's available in an 88 note, a 76 note and a 61. This is the 88 note that we've got here today. Some of you might remember the Fantom from years ago. It was a very successful synthesizer series from Roland, and for good reason. Excellent sounds, really good usability, and a really easy way to set up multi-patches with key zones and effects and everything. So it became very popular for that. That was one of the reasons why it became very popular. Well, Roland haven't disappointed with the new one because it does all of that, plus like so much more. Like there's so much in this keyboard. We're not gonna be able to show you even a quarter of it in the video today, but we're just gonna have a taste, show you some of the key features and what it sounds like. Okay, so let's just have a look at some of the core features of the Fantom series. So here we've got the 88 in front of us. This features the new, well, it's not the new, it's the PHA 50 action that's in the RD 2000 and also in the high-end Roland HP and LX pianos. What they have done is they've added aftertouch to the keyboard as well, which is really important for a synthesizer of this caliber. The other thing you can tell about this new Fantom is the build quality and the construction. Just on the video, you can't tell. I'm here touching it and feeling it, and it's solid, metal casing, really clear layout with, you know, lights and knobs. And the other cool thing is there's every conceivable output on the back, and we've got balanced outs, we've got multiple outs, we've got sub outs, we've got 3 different USB device ports here. We don't know what all the features for these are yet, because that's the whole idea with this keyboard, is that there's more stuff to come. There's more content, there's dedicated integration with your DAW, in particular with Logic and or GarageBand. You've actually got integration, you've got mixing on board from your audio in, obviously there's an audio interface built in, and actual digital display control of your software instruments in Logic. So you can actually control everything from the screen, which is a first. So the key thing with the Fantom is it's designed in a new way to try and get you really creative, get you creating music in a really cool way. So the way it does is it's completely modeless. There's no separate modes for everything. You can get into every patch, every effect. You've got multiple types of recording on board as well, and you can just edit everything while it's going. So it's all seamless. Also, it's got tone remain as well. So if you've got a patch playing, you can actually fix to the next one. I'll show you. So I've got one patch on. This one's called Apocalypse Howl. So even all the effects are still going. Effects are still going. You can change from patch to patch and everything, it won't cut out. This unit's got 4 massive BMC chips in it. So Roland, you've been using these chips in things like their V Grand, which uses modeling technology, and that used to use just 1 when they first brought that out. This is using 4 massive chips to do all the effects, multiple oscillators, multiple elements per patch, all at once without cutting out. So being the flagship keyboard in Roland's range, obviously they're incorporating a lot of technologies they've had in previous instruments and current instruments. And one of those, of course, is the V piano technology, which uses modeling for their piano sound straight out of the RD 2000 and the home model top of the line digital pianos. So we've got the V piano in here. We've got all the editing we do on the piano. We can do individual note edit. We can adjust the lid. We can adjust the damper resonance, the string resonance. So all the facilities you get in the top-end stage piano RD2000, they're all in here as well. So you've got your top-end piano sound covered on this instrument. So the other cool thing, there's a whole bunch of different stereo filters to choose from on this keyboard. You can see them all here on the screen. But even cooler is there's actually a dedicated stereo analog filter, a real analog filter, not a modeled one. And you can assign that to the input stage or the output stage or to individual patches. So very cool. Okay, I want to get some notes out here from Roland because this part of it is pretty full on and it's really powerful, and I want to try and convey to you just how powerful the synth engine is in here. Here's my notes. So the Fantom has 2 LFOs per oscillator, 4 oscillators per tone. So you can stack 16 tones. It's 128 LFOs per voice. And Fantom's step LFOs have 16 steps of beat synced automation with 35 curve choices per step. Now there's a mouthful. Now, the real key of it is the sonic potential within each tone, because there's so many elements and they're all controllable. So on the screen here, we've got one of the examples of the 16-step LFO, and you can see here the 16 elements, and these can create long evolving landscapes or rhythmic sequences as well. So it's really, really creative, very powerful. Another cool feature on the Fantom is the scene selection and scene storage. So when you use scenes, basically you can take a snapshot of every conceivable function you've programmed on the keyboard. Patch data, effects, knob settings, sample data, drum patterns, basically everything. We've got a scene set up here. We're going to go straight over to the recording function because in your scene, you can save any song data, pattern data, and it all can be saved with your sound settings so you're ready for a performance. So you've got a step sequencer, you've got a pattern sequencer, and the pattern sequencer is really cool. You can see it on the screen here because it's clip-based recording. So very much like some of the famous DAWs, it makes it really intuitive and easy to make up song patterns and create your workflow. So here's an example. I'm just going to play back a clip-based sequence, and I'll show you how you can just move around and change what's going on. So you can jump from any pattern to any pattern, and of course then you can reorganize the patterns. Now these are patterns that are already in here, or they're patterns that you've created. Basically the sky's the limit. So you can organize and create a workflow, then modify it to create a song, which makes the whole creative process really intuitive. And I think that's what Roland are trying to do with this keyboard. They're trying to make it really easy to get creative on and not get locked into weird modes and have to do things in one section, then copy it over the other, and it all works together. And I think that's one of the really cool things about the Fantom. Okay, so we're going to have a look at a scene that I've created here. So we've got some splits. We've got 3 different sections on the keyboard that we've fiddled with. We've got a rhythm pattern that's programmed in. Let's have a little jam. Okay, so I've got the Mac laptop hooked up. We're connected with a single USB cable into the Fantom. We've got full integration with Logic. We can see here, we can go through our individual tracks. We can pick on a softer instrument. We can press and adjust the settings. We've got full transport control. And we've got 16 stereo channels of 24-bit 192 kilohertz audio between the Fantom and your Mac. So very powerful tool for editing, for production, and gives you the capability of doing stuff on board the instrument, then putting it into Logic or working with it at the same time, however you choose to do it. Okay, so we've had Logic integrated. Of course, we've also can integrate Mainstage. So we've now got Mainstage up on the screen. We're now playing Mainstage audio, so sounds from the computer. Even cooler though, we can mix Mainstage in with individual elements from the Fantom. So I've got mixer control here. I can bring in Fantom sound and control the levels as well. So you can set it up however you want. And if you save those settings in a scene, as we discussed before, it will remember the settings that work with Mainstage too. So very powerful as a live performance tool. Okay, so this is the Fantom 8. I've shown you just a snippet of some of the things it can do. There's so much more to come. There's going to be so many more updates, so much more content. We've got all the integration with your software, controllability from within, multiple outs. They really haven't forgotten anything, and there's so much future-proofing built in that you can buy this in confidence and know that there's going to be heaps of stuff that you can expand on it. The content's expandable, the integration with the computer. It's really it's a beast of a machine. It does a lot. Like as I said, I've only seen a snippet, but it's an awesome machine. I can't wait to get more into it and learn more about it. I hope you've enjoyed watching the video. If you've got any questions, hit us up in the comments, like and subscribe. See us in store. I'll see you next time.